They say you can't change the past. What's done is done, and the only way to move is forward. I believed that until last night. It started with a dream, only it didn't feel like one. I was standing in a version of my childhood bedroom, older, weary, and trembling with the weight of something important. A voice, not mine, but familiar, whispered, "You have one chance." I blinked, and in front of me was a pen and the old journal I used to hide under my bed. The pages were blank, but I knew why I was there. I'd been given 1 hour, 60 minutes to write to the version of myself that still had a chance to choose differently. A moment I had buried so deep it only surfaced in nightmares. Now I could warn her. Warn me. The next morning my old journal sat open on my desk, written in my handwriting, but in a different ink. The entry I had written in the dream was there, as real as breath. I knew what I had to do, younger me somehow, through some strange tear in time. You're able to read this. You found the journal tucked under the loose floorboard in your closet, the one you always meant to fix, but never did. That loose board is the thread between our timelines. This is the only way I could reach you, the only way to change everything. I don't know how or why, but I've been given the chance to rewrite a single moment. Just one. A moment that splintered me into someone I barely recognize. I'm writing this from my studio apartment, 15 stories above a city that never sleeps, in a body that carries the weight of regret. If you're reading this, younger me, please, for the love of everything, listen. You're 17, senior year. Homecoming is this weekend. You're excited, your dress is hanging in the closet, and your best friends are hyping you up about the after party at David's house. It sounds harmless, fun even, but that night will destroy something inside of you. I know how ridiculous this sounds. A journal entry that somehow found its way back in time. Even I wouldn't believe it if I wasn't the one writing it. But trust me, there's a reason you found this journal beneath the floorboard in your closet. The one you always meant to fix, but never did. This is not a game. This is not a prank. You have exactly 1 hour before everything changes. You remember how Mom always said her gut never lied? Trust yours tonight. When you see the text from Chris telling you to come outside during the party, don't go. Stay where you are, no matter what. I know you're curious. I know your heart skips a beat when his name pops up. But if you walk outside that door, you will never be the same. I can't tell you everything. Not yet. Time is strange, fragile. The more I say, the more the future resists change. But know this. The girl you are now, full of light and ambition and trust in the world, she doesn't survive what happens next. And I miss her. God, I miss her. I'm leaving this warning here in ink, hoping it finds you in time, hoping it saves you from the moment that swallowed me whole. The clock is ticking. I don't know what's more terrifying, the thought that you're reading this or the thought that you're not. I remember that night like a scar, deep, jagged, permanent. Chris's house was loud, sweaty, filled with cheap cologne and neon lights. You danced with your friends, laughed like you hadn't a care in the world. You looked alive, radiant. Then your phone buzzed and everything changed. It was Chris. Outside, come out. Just your stomach flipped. That flutter in your chest? You thought it was excitement, but it wasn't. It was your body trying to warn you. If you're reading this before you respond, don't reply. Don't go. Just stay inside. Laugh a little longer. Pretend you didn't see the message. But if you already answered, if you're walking through the crowd and slipping out the back door, please turn around. Now, because he's not alone. I can still feel the cold air on my skin, the way the music faded behind me. I remember the headlights, the shouts, the phone yanked from my hand. I remember the betrayal like a blade. Chris wasn't the boy you thought he was. He wasn't the friend. He wasn't the crush. He was the setup. There were others, older, watching, waiting. And you walked right into their trap. I won't tell you what happened next. Some truths are too painful to relive, even on paper. But I will tell you what it stole. It stole your smile. It stole your peace. It stole the part of you that trusted people. But worst of all, it made you believe it was your fault. It wasn't. It never was. I'm trying to save you, not just from that night, but from the years that followed. The silence, the shame, the therapy sessions where you couldn't say the words, the relationships you sabotaged because you no longer believed anyone could love what was left of you. Please, I'm begging you, don't go outside. You have 5 minutes. There's a thing that happens when you try to change time. The world fights back. I know that now. Every time I write, the ink fades quicker. My memories twist. Names blur. But I keep going because you deserve the life I never got to live. Let me tell you what happens if you heed the warning. You stay inside. Chris texts again and again. You don't answer. Eventually, he gives up. The next day, you hear whispers. Something happened outside David's party. Someone got hurt. You never learn the full story. You feel a strange guilt, a haunting sense of almost. But you walk away whole. And because of that one choice, your path changes. You go to Howard University. You major in journalism. You write stories that change lives. You fall in love with someone who sees your worth and protects it fiercely. You become a mother, strong, soft, and healed. You never forget the message in the floorboard. You never stop wondering who wrote it. And one night, 20 years later, as your daughter asks you if you ever made a choice that changed everything, you smile. Because you did. But if you ignored this, if you walked out that door, you become me. A version of us stuck in a loop of what-ifs, haunted by the hour that broke us. I don't know how long this window will stay open. Time is closing in like a vice. This is your last hour. Choose wisely. Always, you from the future.